Lisa, and this is Celebration Elevation, and today I'm doing things a little bit different. I'm going to video the project that I made. So today I went to the Dollar Tree in search of some supplies to get a head start in making decorations for our Halloween party. So I used my usual method of showing up there with no real plan in mind, and I started picking up items that looked like I'd be able to figure something out with to make with them. So I got home and I decided to try for a wreath out of the wire wreath form that I bought. I knew we had a bunch of dried sticks in our vineyard area from our grapevines, so I went out and I collected a pile of them. So first I thought I could just bend them and weave them in and out of the wire, which is what I'm trying to do here. But I quickly realized that they've gotten too dry to form them easily. So I did as much tucking under the wire and bending them as I could, but you can see a lot of them are snapping. So I got my glue gun and I just started kind of gluing them into place. And you'll see me doing that in just a minute. At this point it kind of looks futile, but I was persistent. So there I am with my glue gun, and so now I'm deciding this is probably a better way to go. So here now, I finally got a genius idea to go and get some floral wire. And so I could bundle the sticks together and then glue them in place. And this worked great. So I'm just continuing to build the wreath with more sticks. And like I said, bundling it together with the floral wire. And you'll see it take shape. So now you're starting to see it really takes shape, and it's looking more and more like a wreath now. This is kind of one of those projects where you just have to really be patient and just, as you can see, I'm just going one stick at a time, just kind of laying them, then bundling them, and then gluing them, and it comes out great at the end, you'll see. Okay, and there I have a more finished looking wreath. So what I'm gonna do is I will take it outside and hit it with some black spray paint. And I just basically do the front of it. I'm not trying to make it look all jet black. I just kind of want to make the sticks look not so nice and new. I'm just kind of making them look a little more Halloweenish. So that you'll see in just a minute. I'm just putting my final little touches of glue on there so it doesn't fall apart as soon as I go to hang it. And there it is, all ready for me to spray paint. Here I'm just kind of taking a look at some of the objects that I bought at the supplies I bought at the Dollar Tree. There it is. You can see that the wreath is spray painted black, and so now I'm taking some of the mesh that I bought and I'm just wrapping it around. I'm just kind of winging it here. I'm just gonna wrap it around in and out of the wreath. And this mesh is really, it's nice to work with because it kind of bends with you, and it also has a little bit of a, almost like a sparkle to it, so it's really pretty. And that was from the dollar store. So here I'm just taking the two ends of it in the back, and I'm just going to tie a little knot with the two ends. So now here I'm gonna kind of take a look at it and decide what's gonna be the top, because I want to put a bow on it. So I'm just kind of deciding where the top will be, and then I'm gonna get some more mesh and just try to make a decent bow. So I'm just tying it at the top, and then I'll just try to shape it in just to a typical bow, nothing fancy. The mesh kind of sticks together, so in that way it's a little bit harder to work with, so you just kind of have to keep pulling it and tugging at it, making it look the shape you want it to look. So there, I'm just tying it, and then I will make my bow. There you can see my bows coming together. And I left a little mesh on each side so I can kind of curl it naturally so that it hangs down on the sides. And there's my bow. Now I'm ready to start gluing some things on it to make it more decorative. Okay, so here now I got my supplies together. I took the purple flowers outside and I put some black on them, spray painted them black a little bit. I wanted them to still have some purple showing through, so I didn't make them completely black, but they're sort of they just look more Halloweenish like this. Kind of dead, but so I'm just cutting off the flowers now, and I'm going to glue those around the wreath. So I'm just gluing those on with some of with my glue gun, and then I'm also getting some of the other materials that I bought and gluing those on with the glue gun. So I'm going to glue some of the spiders on and some of the little skulls, the silver sparkly skulls. And then I also had bought a garland that had plastic skeletons on it. So I took one of those off, I dismembered it, and then I'm going to glue, there they are, some of the bones just in separate little places around it. I'm just trying to decorate it without making it look too crowded, because I want each individual element to be noticed. So the cost for this entire wreath was $6, and that's including all of the parts that I use for this wreath, and I don't use for instance, I don't use all of the skeletons or all of the spiders, and I didn't use all of the skulls. But I think it's a pretty good looking wreath. It's a nice final product. I think if you just use your imagination with some of it, just glue what you find at the dollar store onto there. And obviously everybody's not going to have the grapevine sticks, but you can use any kind of sticks you find in your yard, whatever kind of sticks you find in your yard or the park nearby or whatever. That's what you can make your wreath out of. Or you can use even some vines, and you can spray paint those. So I will show you my finished product in just a second. Just want to remind you that if you like the content in this video, to go ahead and hit subscribe, please, the little red button. If you like it, hit the thumbs up. And I would love to hear your comments on this type of video. This is just a tutorial kind of video. So I'd like to hear how you enjoyed that as opposed to some of the other videos, or just in a different way. So send me some comments on that. I really love to hear what you had to say. And in a minute, I'll show you the finished product, and I will hopefully see you next Friday for another video. So thank you for joining me this week, and have a great weekend.